Hello, and welcome to the Borealis Experience. I'm your host, Aurora, life coach and companion on this beautiful journey called life. I'm so happy to be spending some moments with you today. I'm so proud of you. You can be so proud of yourself for making the time to rest and recharge and deeply connect to yourself. The mission of this podcast is to provide you with a space where you feel safe, understood, and supported. Also know that you can always reach out to me and request episodes. And as I said at the beginning, I'm a life coach, so I offer specific programs for people who want to live a more content life, a life more true to themselves. Also, if you have a minute, please review my podcast on Apple Podcasts. It means so much in the podcast world to have people express what they feel and what they received and the feedback about a podcast for other people to find out if this is something for them. And I want to reach out to as many people as possible, especially now after the pandemic. There's a lot of people struggling with anxiety, mental health, depression, and I just want to be of support to whoever needs and embrace support of this sort. Today I want to talk about nervousness. Last episode was about anxiety, how to feel less anxious. And today we will hear the quad of my grandma in the background, and I will be talking about how to feel less nervous, which is pretty much in alignment for part 2 of last episode. I want you to know that you have all the tools, all the resources that you need in order to feel confident, in order to be successful and content in life. And also when it comes to anxiety and self-doubt, insomnia, like all these things that come up at times that make us feel as if we're not moving forward, we're not growing, we keep falling back to anxiety, we feel falling back into depression, and we feel like we're not making any progress at all. Please know that growth and moving forward doesn't happen in a linear way. It's not an ongoing process. Sometimes you gotta stop and have a break and recuperate, reflect. Sometimes you have to think about a new path because maybe you're not on the perfect path that is right for you. So imagine growth like an upward spiral, and you're slowly working your way up, and on your path, on this spiraling path, you will encounter the things, the feelings, the habits, the situation that you are trying to liberate yourself from. And I want you to see those as little obstacles, but more as tests. If you learn to shift your mindset that a little setback, falling back into the self pattern again that you wanted to get rid of so desperately, shift your mindset and see it as a test instead of a setback, instead of you simply not moving forward. And you will see that every time you encounter a test, you will have a different mindset, you will have a different experience, and slowly but surely, every time you're going to meet that test, you're going to do better You're going to be more confident, and you're going to be able to cut through your own bullshit in order to gracefully navigate through your little obstacles that you keep encountering. So let's talk about nervousness today. I always love to see anxiety and nervousness as something good. It serves a purpose, clearly. And maybe it doesn't serve a purpose today anymore, but it did at some point in your life. Something happened, you got disappointed, you got hurt, you got traumatized. And this anxiety now is there to protect you from future pain and distress. What you can learn in the present moment is to kind of detach from that anxiety and nervousness and imagine putting it outside of yourself. So let's, for instance, put it in your left hand. Your palm is facing up to the sky, and you put your anxiety, your nervousness into your hand. Of course, if you're a super rational, logical person now, you will feel challenged. You will tell me, Aurora, I can't see my anxiety be put into my hand. But then I want to ask you, please pretend. Just pretend that you could take your anxiety out of your body, because it is most of the time a strong physical sensation and thoughts that come up, and put it in a little box and put this box into your hand. And now we want to ask it, what is your purpose? What are you trying to protect me from? And if you picture yourself in a situation now where anxiety, nervousness comes up, but you actually don't need that anxiety and nervousness anymore because you are in a safe place now. You are further on your path in life, away from the traumatizing event from back then where you needed the anxiety and the nervousness. And you actually find out, without this nervousness, I'm actually very good. I feel safe. Yes, I have a person sitting in front of me that I don't know. I'm in a situation that is new to me, but I'm actually learning. I love the challenge. I'm going to grow. I'm going to feel more confident if I decide to sit through this situation now than if I was to give in to my anxiety, my nervousness, and just falter and kind of deflate like a balloon. So the little exercise here is to detach from your anxiety, and with your conscious mind, ask yourself, do you actively need it, or can you slowly let go of your nervousness? The second exercise I want to share with you today is to coming back to your breath. Most of the time, if not all of the time, if you feel anxious, chances are you have what-if thoughts, worst-case scenario thought, disastrous thoughts, because this is what your mind is designed to do. It is designed to protect you. But sometimes it is trying to protect you from things that are not really, dangerous, that are not a threat. They were maybe when you were 2 years old, but now you're not 2 years old anymore. Now you can make a conscious choice of if you're feeling safe or not. And if you don't feel safe, get the heck out of the situation. But if not, ask your anxiety, your nervousness to turn the volume down and tell yourself that you are in a good position now. You're safe. So if your anxiety brings you into these what-if thoughts, disastrous thoughts, then you're not being in the present moment. You are out there somewhere, and people probably can notice that too, that yes, you sit in front of them, you answer to their question, you make the random yes, I understand. But they can feel that you're not present because your nervousness, your anxiety is at the steering wheel. Now, if you come back to your breath, come back to the present moment, see what you see in the moment, right in front of you. Hear what you hear in the moment, right around you. Feel the chair underneath your buttocks. Feel your feet touching the ground. Feel your hand gripping a pen, holding a cup of water, or laying comfortably on a table. Maybe your forearm is resting on a table. So this is something that you can do on a regular basis when you feel your mind is getting ahead of you, you're getting anxious, nervous. Just come back to your breath. Deep inhale. And then exhale. And feel what you feel, see what you see, hear what you hear. Be in the present moment. Your breath is also one of the most powerful tools because it is something that you can control, and it is something that runs unconsciously in the background without you having to control it. So if you take your heartbeat, for instance, that's something that you can influence by exercising or getting nervous or being super calm, but you can't control your heartbeat. Your breath you can control, and your breath is your deepest connector between your mind and your body. And as you learned in the first season of my podcast, and if you haven't gone through the first season of this podcast, I encourage you to do this because there's a build-up in connecting with yourself. There's a build-up. You have to start with your body first. So go back to season 1 and go through my episodes there and learn about your body. Learn how important your breath is and how important it is to stay connected to yourself at all times, especially if you want to grow out of habits that are not good for you anymore. If you want to get out of relationships that are not good anymore. If you want to attract people that are good for you, you have to know yourself first. And it starts with your body. So coming back to your breath is your strongest tool, especially when you're anxious, especially when you get nervous around people, to come back to yourself and to calm your nervous system down. The more steady and calm your nervous system is, the more clear and in a healthy way your mind can serve you. If you put your body into a state of stress with shallow breathing and holding your breath, which is what we do when we are anxious, then it's a vicious cycle because then your mind is not able to think clearly because you put your mind and your body into survival mode. Now doing this backwards, you have deep breathing, you have connecting your senses to the present moment, and I promise you that you can get your anxiety levels down and your confidence muscle flexed without too much effort. All right, I'm going to leave you with this. Please share with people you care. Please share if I was able to bring you value and you just want to help other people to feel less anxious. If you're not an anxious person, but you know people who struggle with anxiety and nervousness, then do them a favor, be a good friend, and share around. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I'm so happy to connect with you on a weekly basis, if not on a daily basis. You're amazing, and I'm very proud to be able to serve you. Until next time, bye-bye.